ready to rumble Kansas style from the Munson 200 here, coming at you right here at Casa de la Horseboat, taking a look live above in the meandyourmom.com blip cam, giving you all the sights of Kansas. Again, a night race. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to be here. Hopefully you are too. Points and more bullshit coming up next.
embrace each moment with patience to race. The rush to the finish only steals today's light. Slow down, breathe deep, let life's course feel right. Turning in circles like how life flows. Spinning through the highs, spiraling to the lows. Caught in the cycles where time gently bends. Let's dance in motion with uncertain winds. Wondering how I got here, lost in a whirlwind of dreams, searching the clouds for answers in abstract streams. What lies ahead? A mystery cloaked in night, facing the unknown dawn, holding on to hold tight. Turning in circles like how life flows. Spinning through the highs, spiraling to the lows. Caught in the cycles where time gently bends. Life stands in motion with uncertain winds.
All right, everyone, welcome to tonight's broadcast. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. the Horseboat, in the booth with me, alongside me along the way, as he has been all season long, Trenoir, a.k.a. Andrew Bisag. Thank you for being a part of the program.
Hello, Tom, and hello, viewers. Glad to get this race going down.
Hello, world. Again, the Munson 200 at Kansas Speedway here tonight, a night race, which I think all of us are excited about, but I've heard grip on cold tires will be an issue. It seems like the rubber has not translated to the track, so it'll be very interesting to see what transpires here shortly. Again, giving you a live look in the booth, cracking a tall one. HB Drink Times officially open for business. Had a little primetime tailgate action with my boy Trenoir here beforehand. A lot of things transpired over the weekend. We'll get into it all. But again, last week into this week, cheers.
What are you drinking on?
Happy to have you. I've got again, these wonderful and elegant, ever so classy Coors Lights, Silver Bullets, after downing a few shots of whiskey pregame.
I got this Appalachian Sippin' Cream Strawberry Dream Moonshine.
Beautiful.
You know, I'm not going to pass out this week, I promise.
Well, I hope not. But, you know, if you do, it is all good. We understand. So here we go with the Munson 200 here tonight. let's talk about the schedule. Again, very important to talk about the schedule and everything that has to do with the schedule. So again, tonight you got Kansas for the Munson 200. 2 weeks from tonight, we will be for the University of Karen of Phoenix 200 at Phoenix Raceway. Hopefully, you'll hear from them and the opportunities you can at being a royal bitch. It's going to be pretty awesome, and I know, Andrew, you're just as excited as I am. Maybe breaking out the emo haircut. Who knows?
Oh, of course. Taking it back to the Dangerfield days.
Absolutely. As the Cup season moves forward, after the 28th, again, we're going to be off for the 21st for Easter. Yeah, we give a shit about you. We want to enjoy that with your family. But we're going to get right back at it on the 28th. And then on Cinco de Mayo, we might have to have a theme night here, Andy. I've never done that before. But we might have to do that for Michigan for Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be great. I know everybody's going to have a lot of fun. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But then after that, in May 12th, we got Rockingham. And then the 19th, Charlotte Motor Speedway. As we look in the points, after 6 races of 25, Colby Hogan is still your leader. 36 points back is Mike DeWalt, which is in race control here tonight. Gary Owen in 3rd, Aiden Donahue in 4th, Skylar Comstock 5th, Min Hang, Brad Gutierrez, Joseph Stafford, Van Drugman, and Brandon Meyer all round out your top 10. Biggest mover from last week was Eric Sable, moving up 6 spots from 18th to 12th, and Van Drugman being the biggest loser, getting -4 and dropping 4 from 5th. So that is going to be interesting to note as we head into tonight. And I hope you're ready for qualifying action.
Michael DeWalt just in 2nd in points.
Yeah, I mean, it is a huge thing for him. But again, he's going to be in race control tonight, so that's not going to help his case at all. But I want to give a big shout out here tonight to Amanda Rossello and MalXJ1 for the most recent follows, you know, as long as 2 hours ago and 18 minutes ago. So again, bring us up to 609, close enough to 69. Nice. Appreciate that.
Almost nice.
Yeah, almost nice, kind of nice, but, you know, it's nice. So I appreciate that, and I'm sure as does the rest of the field. Let's give you a live look instead of looking at my fat ass. Up high over Kansas Speedway as we are almost set for qualifying. Again, tonight we have well over 40 drivers. We have 50 in the house, so that means 10 will be going home. And that's been amazing all year long, Andy. I don't think we've had a field yet where we haven't had to send somebody home. So again, 7 races in, it looks like we're going to get our wish, have another full field and then some. But I implore anybody who doesn't make the field to watch the race tonight and enjoy it. And any lurkers, wives, friends, share the stream. Get it out there. I'm not on social media as much. I need your help. If you go ahead and share that on socials, I don't give a shit where you put it. Instead of the weird websites. Don't put it on the weird websites, all right? I don't want none of that. But go ahead and share that. Get the word out here that we exist.
Share that in private DMs to Tom.
Whatever. No. No. Please don't. I don't need whispers. I don't need DMs. I'm good. Looks like Victory Lane is accessible here tonight, so I'm very excited. Hopefully we can get somebody in Victory Lane. I'm very excited for that. I love that addition now where most tracks you're going to be able to go to Victory Lane and I'll be able to interview you from there. So that's kind of a cool new addition here on Casa.
Get in there quick because it shuts down eventually.
Yes, she does. Music a blasting, beers a flowing. Max V Fan 79 says, "Good luck tonight, team Crunchy Punchy." I don't know what the fuck what that means, but it sounds pretty good. I will drink to that. Qualifying it is. We are back in action. Who is the early one we're going to focus on? Let's turn down the music. Again, I enjoy this music a lot. I know some people aren't as into metal or rock as myself or Andy B-Sag is, so we'll spare you that for the moment. But let's go on track now with Christian Taylor. Amazing. Taylor. Transplant over from the Donut Box Racing League. You might have seen him on that show. Leland, North Carolina guy in his house, putting it down for lap number 1. Again, the Munson 200. One of my favorite races of the year. I love Kyle Munson. Kyle Munson, if you don't know him in the Gears Racing League, he is one of the coolest dudes in Gears Racing. One of probably the least angriest of men I've met in the league. And a very good book of knowledge. He 3D prints, which is really cool. And Kyle, just all around good guy. He's an admin on our team. And we named this a couple years ago. I think maybe it was last year. First lap for Christian Taylor. He hit the wall, so it's invalid. That puts him in jeopardy of not making the field. Lap number 2 happening right now. And I don't mean to gush on Kyle too much. That's what she said. Get myself before Andy does. He's just a good person to have around, especially if you need to bounce ideas off of or troubleshoot. Decent with the tech. Again, we did this as satire, naming it. We had the Huggins, whatever. Looks like Christian Taylor, good enough for 9th right now with a 30.77. Oh, and I missed the lap for Ryan Robertson. We'll look at his car later. He's got something very special on it. I can't wait to show you. Kyle Munson, good enough for 5th in his own race. 6th, excuse me, with the 30.67. Hector Collazo on the pole with a 30.54. Andy, I know you weren't around as much last week. Hector Collazo is a rookie. Came out, took Sonoma down without a problem, and is on the pole currently tonight.
I actually got to watch some of the end of the race there, Tom. I had some stuff going on that night, but I was able to jump in the stream, if you remember.
I do remember.
Yes, there was some strange things happening that evening.
Yes, it was. Kyle taking the high side, looping around middle lane, and gonna take it into the pits. Good enough for 7th place. Van Drugman in that Miller Lite can't even be. He's not old enough to drink, but apparently still loves beer. Coming out of 4. Excuse me, coming off 2, going into 3 and 4. Down on his Coors Light, coming out of 4, looking good. Diving to the bottom. What will his second lap be? Van Drugman up into 2nd on the front row with the 30.52, tied with Brad Gutierrez on the front row, and your pole sitter with a 30.52. William Robbins there with an 8th place qualifying spot, and the people going home, which will be in the race of shame. Unfortunately, one of my favorite dudes, Robert Rossello Jr., Jack Stanley, Jason Harrison so far, Nate Williams, Floyd Stewart, and Mike Boole. So, again, the race of shame. Love it or hate it, I love it.
Just
I
like
love
to
it for all the funny
see
reasons.
people having the shame.
No. I just think the race of shame is just funny that we call it that. And it's like unlegitimately named that. We just named it that for fun. So, Bays Puppy said, tap the wall on my quick lap. Apparently, Nate Williams will be in race control. We'll tap him in tonight. Again, an advantage for us in the booth because Nate Williams is hilarious. Hopefully
Nate's going to be in race control?
He might be helping out.
Oh, okay. I just was wondering, I mean, like, Mike's in 2nd in points and he's not going to race. That's kind of, it just seemed kind of interesting to me.
Well, so a little bit about that. I can explain that away. So before the season begins, what we do as an admin team is we sit down and we say, hey, these are the races that I can cover. And some people voluntarily choose, like Kyle Munson. You may notice through the season, you may not see him in a super speedway race. That's because he fucking hates it. He hates it. He doesn't like super speedway racing, so he opts to do that. Again, we give points based on the field size, where they sit in the middle. Again, race control, we give points for that. Drivers seem to understand that as far as it goes, because we as an admin team need to sit out to race control, and I do that in Sprocket. So that's one of those things that's already decided, predetermined for the race starts, where people are going to be in race control. As an admin team, again, iRacing is going to call the cautions, right? But we, as the human, if we see something on the track, we are that nuclear option. We are the ones that said, all right, they didn't call the caution. We're going to have to call the caution, and we have to get out there and execute that. So it is what it is as far as that goes, but we do compensate the admins via points for their sacrifice. So it works out either way. He may drop a couple spots you may see this week, but going forward, it'll all even out as we get closer to the playoffs.
So I'll be honest, I missed most of what you said in there, other than like
Jesus
the point
Christ.
and the start of the point and
Guys,
the
you see
making
what
of
I'm
the
working
point.
with here?
So-
Applications in the chat. Give me what you can. I don't know what the hell is going on, he says. He's my color guy. Do you get this shit right now?
Thanks for explaining about Mike, and I heard, like, I asked a question about that, and I heard the answer to it. So
He heard it, but he didn't hear it. That is the question here that I will leave out there to the 26 viewers in the chat.
who's in the old smoky moonshine, blackberry moonshine?
That is
that's
Nate
Nate.
Williams. That is Nate Williams. That is my dog.
I'm gonna have to try the blackberry next time.
Let's get him a shot. Let's get him some TV time. Nate Williams. Again,
That's a nice looking vehicle.
all credit to Min Hang and his designs.
Ooh, a
Min
little
Hang.
bump on the
And
paint
we're
slap,
gonna
huh?
watch this race, folks. Race of shame. We're gonna have some music on, hang out, enjoy this before the big show. This is kind of like, if UFC had fights, like they do every fucking weekend. This is like the equivalent. We have this, the race of shame, and then the main race. This is the undercard. Again, Forts and Poston not making the field tonight. Jason Harrison, Robert Rossello, Jack Stanley, Nate Williams, Christian Ruck Regal, Floyd Stewart, Mike Poole, Gary Smith, and Devin Lucan. I got Devin Lucan and Gary Smith combined. But both
He's
drivers.
Gary Smooth now.
Gary Smooth, big dog. Fortson gonna lead this down and looks like walk away. But look at Robert Rossello Jr.'s paint scheme. That is tight.
The My Little Ponies back there. I like that one.
My Little Jabronis, is that what you said? Oh, that's Jack Stanley. That guy. Oh, Mike Poole in the wall. We're gonna keep it green, I hope. For love of God.
He said, "I'm not just 84. I'm 084."
I'm 084. Damn right, girlfriend. Let's ride on board here with Nate Williams. Right on that dash cam. I'm already halfway through this beer. This race needs to get going.
I'm already like a quarter in the bag.
Quarter in the bag. That's not good, folks. That's like a halfway through a run.
We're not even through We're not even to qualifying yet.
Yeah, I don't understand. Again, this is only a couple laps, so this shouldn't take too long. But Nate Williams, again, Old Smoky Moonshine, great brand. I don't know if you've been down to Tennessee, Andy, but you should take a trip if you can. There is
we had that race that was sponsored a couple weeks ago, and here's the thing. I wanted to share this with you actually.
Yeah, go
a coworker of mine, he actually just had been on vacation down there, and the other moonshine, the Sugarlands, and the Old Smokies all made right down there.
It is, and so I was in Pigeon Forge. That was fucking hilarious. Race is over. As they get ready to grid, they're warming up right now, so it'll be a couple minutes. So I can say this story. I was actually in Pigeon Forge, all right, Tennessee.
Okay.
Great place. If you've never been to Tennessee, if you never hung out down there, Andy, take a trip. Tennessee is fucking fantastic. I disc golfed down there. The red, I can't even explain the dirt, but it was awesome. It was so cool. Anyways, Old Smoky has a place where you can go and pay like $10, all right? And they give you shots, like 15 different types of what they have in shots. So by the time you leave, you're pretty buzzed.
Are they like full shots or like sample shots?
You know what they are. Tourism shots. You know what I mean? Like,
okay,
it
so
is
like
what
a
it is.
half pound.
Yeah, so like half
half
of what a real
shot.
shot. But again, you get lit pretty quick for $10 right there, okay? My father-in-law, which I know you've met, my father-in-law, I love him. Richie is the man. He is the man, okay?
Very nice.
The
Very nice.
dude shows up once, pays for it, and then he comes and takes me and my wife. And he
Like on the
says to
same
the
day?
bartender, yeah, same day. And he goes to the bartender, he's like, oh, well, I've done this before. And the bartender's like, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Which was hysterical. And we paid and we got to drink. And, of course, that's where I got hooked on the salty caramel whiskey. And my love story begins with alcohol. But anyways.
Was there any other flavors that stood out to you?
Dude,
Because
there
that
was
one, I gotta
there
say,
was a
I
bunch.
just don't like it. Just don't like it.
I know, it's a preferred taste, right? Like, it's like broccoli, right? Like, some people like that, some people don't. I'm the salty sweet kind of guy. I like a little bit salty, I like a little bit sweet. Salty caramel kind of speaks to what my flavor is. You know what I mean?
I know you said you looked for the Sugarland sweet tea.
Couldn't
I
find
I highly recommend getting, like, I know you said that, but for anybody who's watching, the Sugarland sweet tea moonshine mixed with like a really good lemonade is just
fantastic.
a great
Sounds
mixer.
good.
It is a great mixer.
The one that I almost pulled the trigger on when I was in the store yesterday was the Sugarlands, all right? It was a jar, but it was the cherry limeade, but it was from the Ryder Cup from golf.
Ooh,
And
I
it
bet
looked-
you that with Sprite would be really good.
It was tempting, all right? It was tempting just because my wife likes to use those jars when I'm done drinking out of them. But it was also, it looked really good. Cherry limeade. You think cherry limeade, you're like, hell yeah. But I would be like that guy like I was as a kid eating, those things at the fair, the funnel cakes, right? I had like 3 of those, threw up 4 times, never ate them again. And that's my fear with that, because I feared that I would love it.
That you just go to town on a whole jar like Base Puppy said
I would
he did
drink. Yeah, I would
while
drink
playing
that all.
Monopoly Saturday.
Yeah, I would drink that all, and then all of a sudden, I would yak, and it would be over. All right, as we are back, we are finished with the warm-up. They are ready to go. You have heard enough of story time between myself and Trenoir. Again, happy to have the duo back together. And we are getting ready to go green flag racing here at Kansas. Now, Kansas tonight, as we look at it, I give you a big breakdown. 134 laps we're trying to complete here tonight. 5 tire sets, max fuel capacity of 70%. And again, we are keeping it real with the actual race date and time. Let's go to the grid, because I think we are just about ready. Again, the Munson 200 at Kansas Speedway right here in Casa de la Horseboat. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseboat. And alongside me, good friend, confidant, Andrew Bisag, a.k.a. Trenoir, as we get ready to bring in tonight's race. Again, Brad Gutierrez on the front row. And again, I'm going to give him a kind of a chat. Let's chat with him, shall we? Shall we do that? We're going to do it.
Yes.
Brad, before we get it on, thank you for joining the program with your Shaquille O'Neal prison scheme. How are you feeling here tonight going into the race?
I'm not gonna lie, I just hurt my groin.
You just hurt your
Just hurt
groin?
it.
Are
Oh.
you shitting
I just
me
hurt my-
right now?
Lock it up. Lock it up.
I'm
buddy.
All
so
right.
Lock it up.
serious.
All right, Brad's going to be with me while I do. So the guy with the nutsack that's hurt, 84 machine on the pole tonight. That's what she said. Alongside him, Van Drugman in the 2. Row 2 is the 42nd-7 of Hector Collazo. And the 5 of Connor, let's throw it, Rowe. In row 3, we have Eric Sable in the 30 and Skylar Comstock. Min Hang and William Robbins in row 4. Row 5, the 87 of Gary Owen and the 14 of Travis Stroney. Row 6 is the 48 of Chase Crawl and the 07 of Joseph Enright. In row 7, we have the 45 of Jacob Malone, newcomer, back into the league. And the 35 of Austin Thomas, pictured as the 24, as Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors. In row 8, we have the 10 of Kobe, hell yeah, Brother Hogan, and the 94 of Jay Cook, Ken Dorian Davis and Kyle Munson. Stephen Jr. and Wes Amick round out your top 20. We have Stephen Jr., Jonathan Militia, Jeremy Eshelman, Joe Stafford, Aiden Showtime Donahue, In the HP Media Machine, we have the 7 of Ryan Robertson and the 96 of Christian Taylor. Keaton Salyers, Nicholas Van Heemert, Josh Cole, and Brandon Meyer, your top 30 here tonight. But Brett Gutierrez, thank you for hanging out with the Gridwalk. I was going to interview you, but it looks like you got better things to worry about. Good luck to you tonight, sir.
I can do an interview real quick. I don't know how I got pole. I really don't. I guess my car is fast. I guess it's because I'm in prison right now. I don't know.
Prison or not, you've got it. And we wish you the best of luck, man. I don't even know where your team is. I'm going to drop
Thank you, man.
Good luck.
Green flag.
Here we go, green flag racing. We're going to turn down my music and get back to what is important. It's a little crazy, but that is okay. They are eager to get going, and I am all for it.
Let's go.
Let us go.
Let us go. I feel like everything happened really fast this evening. Must be because of the...
No, I don't think that's it.
the
Shout out to Connor Rowe for a
some
nice
wall
scheme.
action.
I don't know if he got that made or he just chose it, but it looks good. Lap 1, Van Drugman already out in front. Brad Gutierrez left to trying to catch him right now. Drugman, Gutierrez, Sable, Colazzo, and Owen, your top 5 again. Gary Owen, a guy we talked to a few weeks ago. YouTuber extraordinaire, gracious enough to give us some of his time. Doing really well in the Gears Cup Series.
Who's your pick for second place tonight?
Oh, we already have a caution. And I'm not sure what happened, but we're going to find out. I don't know if this is it. I mean, maybe.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he got sideways. That's exactly what happened here. Joseph Enright continuing his struggles, made the field tonight, but ended up being a problem here early on lap 3. Let's see what happened to him. Let's back it up a little bit further just to see what transpired. Go to the meandyourmom.com blimp cam. Make sure that always blimping is pimping. Get back at it. Yeah, sliding through the grass, catching it, which was good. Getting back out, not so bueno. Ends up bringing out that caution as he's literally stopped on the track. Unfortunate for him, but that is what it is. Van Drugman, your leader currently. And he's going to take a pit stop? No, he's going to give the old Philly fake out. And if you don't know what the Philly fake out is, please don't look that up.
Look it up. Urban Dictionary.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
I mean, that's relatively mild.
I guess. Base Puppy, I just took a drink, but I will redeem this just for you because you're Nate.
I can't have another one. It's a Monday. Last time I got drunk,
Monday.
I had a hard day at work.
Monday. He says it's a Monday. All right, I got you. I will do it for you.
Drink up, he says.
Again, this goes out to everybody. For my fallen homie most recently. This one's for you, brother. That's going down way too good. I'm scared for my safety. Again, Van Drugman out in front per usual. Let's see who we got we can talk to. I might ask somebody else to come in here. Oh, Rob Rossello. Robert!
Hey.
I see that you made the race of shame. Your 77 car looked great until you crashed. How are you feeling about tonight?
I couldn't find it during practice, man. I ran the whole hour. It was tough. but I'm just sitting here watching the stream. So we'll hang out tonight.
Kansas, you'd think you'd be pretty easy to make the field, right? And then when you don't, you're like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? I tried. Like, I tried to find that speed, but you ended up finding 40 people better than you that found just a little bit more.
It was definitely a complete 180 from the sprocket race as far as grip goes, but it was it was just tough. So it's all right, it happens. We'll get it next week.
Well, we'll check in with you later. Hopefully you enjoy the program. Hang out in the broadcast waiting room. We'll get back to you later. Van Drugman, Brad Gutierrez, Gary Owen, Hector Colazzo, Eric Sable, Jacob Malone, Min Hang, Connor Rowe, William Robbins, and Skylar Comstock, your top 10 as the iRacing Pace Truck gets ready to drop off in turns 3 and 4. We'll pause that. Be abrupt.
Wild caught fish
lane, the 2.
Ancestral supplements.
All right.
Solve modern problems with timeless nutrition. That's the ad I got right now on the stream.
That's amazing.
Ooh,
again,
mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Again, if you sub with Prime or whatever, it is commercial reviewing. I cannot stress that enough. Jacob Malone going for it here, making it 3 wide for third. Drugman, Gutierrez, and Jacob Malone, your top 3 right now, and Malone is coming.
These guys are driving like they're blacked out on Bud Lights.
That's right. I love Eric Sable's Blue Moon Machine. That is my beer go-to when I'm hanging out, grilling out. I love a 6-pack of Blue Moon. Drugman, Gutierrez, Malone, Owen, and Colazzo, your top 5. Eric Sable, Min Hang, Skylar Comstock, Connor Rowe, Travis Strobey, your top 10. Look at that. It's right on board with the 14 Travis Stroh machine. Stroni, one of the cooler guys in the league. You may remember him from Horseboat and Friends when we golfed. Very good personality and contributor to that program. Might have to bring that back one day because Horseboat and Friends was awesome. We certainly enjoyed it. Good program. Maybe not family friendly. Friendly for those who love golf.
Maybe we could do a special with some Jack Fox party.
I mean, I'm not against that. You see the high line forming with Gary Owen, the 47 of Hector Colazzo. You know, if I'm looking at some of these drivers here tonight, driving style, some people like to rip that top line, and the classic line with that is, don't they burn up their right front? Yeah, they do. It is, you know, no matter where you're driving, wherever on the track, you're giving something up.
Well, yeah, I mean, you run that inside line, you're just gonna run your right rear.
And the right rear is gonna wear out there quicker than the bottom. And the left is gonna be the right one to wear out towards top line. Again, you get that running hotter temperature consistently on that outside line. You may be ripping it, maybe get that, you know, tenths or hundredths of a second, whatever it may be, thousandths if we're really getting down to it. And it's a sacrifice either way, and strategy plays out. Again, tonight's strategy, if they get a full fuel run in, about 40 laps, maybe 50, if you can get there. Jacob Malone battling for the lead right now.
You know, I wonder if we're going to see them shift those lines back and forth to try to keep that tire wear even throughout a longer run. I mean,
it could be.
They're doing
during a run. A lot of the guys that are cognizant, especially the guys up front, you notice they will adjust as the run goes along.
Like, hey, 35 laps on the low line. I'm going to switch up. Hang out up high for a little while. Let that tire wear even out. Oh, squeezing in there. Yeah, I'm watching yours. I'm watching your stream because I don't get all of the fancy paints on mine. So
it's super fancy, girlfriend. Jacob Malone, again, we just brought him back recently. Another driver who is younger but has immense talent and able to contend with Van Druggen. We said, well, why not? He's very good. Why not bring him in? This is why. Again, Van Druggen, a wonderful driver. Last year's 2024 Gears Cup Series champion. Jacob Malone may have joined a little too late. Better late than never. We welcome him aboard in that Moneyline 45 Toyota Camry here at Canton. Drugman, Gutierrez, Sable, and Gary Owen, your top 5. Hector Collazo, Travis Stroney, Vic Hank, Skyler Comstock, and Ryan Robbins rounding out your top 10. Right on board with 30 of Eric Sable. Going to view from his perspective again. If you don't know, if you're new here and you're a follower, you're already here, you have what they call horse bucks. Now, you can control the broadcast to a certain degree. You can request a loosen loud, you can request me to drink, you can request to ride on board with your favorite driver. You can also have an interview under caution for your favorite driver. Again, that is first come, first served. Now, we're trying to satisfy everything that comes through the request. "17 laps in, these guys know what they're doing." Hector Collazo last at Sonoma. Base Puppy wants to ride on board with Min Hang. Let's make it happen right here, right now. And MH Designs Machine. Hell of a driver, hell of a personality. Riding side by side with the 48 of Chase Paul, Skyler Comstock in 28, just off and to the right of your screen. Currently running around 11, trying to chase that 48 down for a top 10 spot. Let's go in the gyro cam.
Yeah, it looks like that single line is starting to form. That's more on the high to mid to high.
Yeah,
line.
as the run goes on, you notice your right rear kind of gives out. And then if you take that inside line, your ass end starts to kind of fade out a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And when you go into that turn so many times, where your steering wheel is at, you kind of get used to where it's at, right? And if you're not cognizant of that, you keep choosing that same line, eventually your back is going to go around, and if you don't adjust, that's what will happen. Your back will go around, you will crash, at least spin out if the worst comes to worst.
We see Min Hang there get a little ass end action on the wall. Kind of sucks being in the train. You see, it's like you kind of get tail whipped as he makes a pass on the inside there.
Yeah, it is. Kansas, you would think, especially to somebody who watches a lot of races, it would be relatively easy. Banking is good for racing, and part of that cookie cutter track type thing with mile and a half. But it doesn't provide a good, healthy racing etiquette, at least from what we've seen so far. One caution, speak up when they were and I expected that early on, with everybody else really getting, really grabbing the bull by the horns. Let's go mid-pack here. Let's ride along with Brian Robertson, my boy, in that HB Media Machine teammate of that Golf Plus HB Media group. Rocking that horse boat scheme, and I couldn't be prouder. Big fan of Brian, and I'm thinking to know about him, Andy. You might get to meet him in August.
Oh, cool.
Sounds like he's coming up here for the Giants series. He's over in Ohio, not too far from us. Again, if we do meet up with him, I'm definitely reaching out to you so you can meet Brian to break up. 3 wide, just ahead of him between Keith Dyer, the 94, I believe, of Jake Cook. Oh, and the 71 of Brandon Myers. Again, let's let's talk about Brandon Meyer just for a brief moment in time. In that Enterprise Ford Mustang, a guy who has had hip surgery. The dude has had hip surgery. He's not missed a race when he said he's going to miss 10 weeks.
A week ago.
Bullshit.
Like a week ago he had hip surgery.
It is resilient. He is the leader of our league, and I will not be questioned otherwise. Currently running in 17th.
You better do something. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I didn't even hear you. What did you say?
I said he needs to fucking do something.
17th, I think he's doing a lot. As we're looking in the back of the pack, there is racing everywhere. So again, if you're a driver here, you like
race so far.
It's a great race.
Yeah, I mean, good battles, some 3 wides, 4 wides. I mean, like, blew the apron runs there in the turn. We might even could say 5 wide.
5 guys.
5 guys.
But again, all these guys hanging in. The 41 of Chris Bishop in that Milwaukee Tools machine. Right on board with him, looking beautiful. Oh, Jake Hall. Damn, girlfriend.
It's interesting to see as they've chosen different lines through the race so far, 26 laps, 27 laps. That tire wear starts to make differences for the different drivers. Now you're seeing those lines kind of start to play into factor even more from what they've done already, you know, like.
And they do. I mean, they'll bounce back and forth. And again, it's really preferential to the driver. You know, some guys, they might want early run, they want to run low, maybe run top, and then people do the exact opposite. It's just a matter of what they are comfortable with in that run, in that moment. And some guys are faster than others, and I'll never figure it out. Kansas, I'm more of a mid-pack guy. I like running Kansas. But overall, there's some guys that are just true goats to over racing. We have a few of those here in the Cup Series. We have a bunch of sweaty.
Some of those guys just riding the ball. Really
they
close.
They do, and they're really close. Yeah, and it's cool, right? It's dangerous, but it's really, really cool. Wayne says, go Storm, Kristen, and Jesse. You're damn right. I'm a big fan of Kristen and Jesse. Those guys, those two folks are great. Alex Dake says, I wish I was racing, man. Me too. I miss your flavor. What you bring to
Oh yeah,
the
it would just be nice to see him out on the track too, Al.
Yeah, I mean, you know, today in the chat is Matt Albert, for those who don't know, a guy who decided to get a job because it was important. I'm not downplaying that. It's great. And a lot of us that work inside the team, in ownership, which he was an admin of, very proud of the fact that he had to do his thing. You miss him. His presence is felt. Oh my goodness. Presence is felt when he's here and when he is not. Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Brad Gutierrez, Gary Owen, Van Hag, your top 5, Michael Alonso, Travis Stroney, Eric Sable, William Robbins, and Skylar Comstock, your top 10 right now. Malone, let's ride on board with him. These two kids are having a good time, and they're young guys. Out leading a group of hungry piranhas. Trying to chase both of them down. Brad Gutierrez, apparently, and I must have missed the tweet about this with the Carvana 84. Apparently this is a Jimmy Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal pinstripe suit thing. I asked Brad, I'm like, why does your car look like it's a prison? You could have done anything else. You chose the pinstripe machine. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Trenoir, I don't know what your feedback is.
Not sure. I got kicked out of the server, but I'm trying to get back in.
Server?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I was just literally sitting there with my arms behind my head watching the stream, and then I wasn't in it.
Did you get dropped?
Oh, I must have dropped. Whatever I dropped, I just literally was like watching your stream on my right monitor, and my main screen, which had iRacing up, was like all of a sudden gone. So I'm
Well, you
looking
know
like,
what? This is the perfect time for a loose and loud.
Word.
That to you right now. Loose and loud right now, courtesy of the Gears Racing League. Appreciate all your support, your viewership, lurkers, the twerkers, the girlfriends, the friends, the wives, the husbands. Appreciate your support. Here is your Gears Loose and Loud.
look at your temps to make sure everything looks okay.
Oh my goodness, we have a caution as we're coming back in. Almost perfect timing. Looks like Alex Tilley is involved. Let's find out what happened. As you can see, he's already sideways. Let's back that ass up and see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series instant replay. Pay attention to that 12 machine.
Oh, he hit 38.
Oh, let's see. Let's see it in full time. We haven't seen it yet. Comes around that Guardians. Oh, and he clips Eshelman. Puts Becker in the wall. Joseph Enright. It looks like Blake Schneider. Oh, my gosh. Let's see what we can see. Back it up one more time. Again, Kansas, it's so easy to lose it, right? Looks like he had a good run going in through 3 and 4. Yeah, didn't anticipate Eshelman going into pit lane from what I could tell. 38, thankfully for him, he was able to keep it together. But I don't know if it wasn't called out that he was pitting, because Tilley did not react at all. So let's slow it down. Again, as you can see, oh shit, that happened faster than I was thinking it would have. But all right, let's slow it down. He's like, oh shit. He tried to go up. It was way too late. He's like, hey, eat shit. And then 12 is getting rocked by the 97. Blake Schneider says, here's my wiener. And looks like the 07 of Joseph Eshelman, or Joseph Enright, just gets smushed in the wall. But my HP media machine comes through clean. And that's what is important. Sorry, Tilley, I love you. I know you can move the truck, babe. But not that 12 Guardians machine. So again, everybody making some pit stops, getting things done. Getting in the booth tonight, Andrew Bisag, a.k.a. Trenoir.
Yo.
Looks like, let's check the chat here for a minute. Looks like it says this changes everything. The fast guy's going to have to wave around. We got a Quinn Hoff pitting from second lane here. So let's see what we can do. Pace car comes around. Looks like 45 of Jacob Malone is your leader, the 66. I don't know who the hell that is. Who is that? Nicholas Van Emert is going to get the reach around. Yeah, I said it.
It's polite.
As we're going to get gridded up and back to racing action, green flag action, I should say. Jacob Malone and what's supposed to be, it looks like Min Hang. But I don't know why. Oh, yeah, he's going to move up through the field. Going to be on the front row. Travis Stroney, Keaton Salyers, Colby Hogan, Kyle Munson, Ryan Robertson, Josh Cole, Tristan Acevedo, and Andrew Allen, your top 10. Ramel.
Meow.
Not going.
And it looks like they're going to, delay the caution due to people not being able to get gridded up in time. Totally understandable. I hear that. I know we didn't get to make our picks tonight, Andy. But this race, again, you could say it could go to anybody. Anybody in this field.
Let's go Ryan Robertson.
Ryan Robertson, let's get him some love. It is a beautiful car. And I'm not saying that because Horseboat is on the hood with the HB Media. Again, Alex Tilley, Ryan Robertson, part of the HB Media team. Unlimited PTO, might I add. We play Golf Plus. Talk some shit. Have a good time. Again, Ryan Robertson, most notably known as a San Francisco Giants fan. Robert Marcelo Jr. says, I walked away to make dinner, and what happened to Malone and Drugman? Pit cycle and poor timing of a caution. that's what you can chalk that up to.
Another one.
And another one.
And another one. Jacob Malone and Mint Hang on the front row, leading us down as the pace truck goes through 3 and 4. We'll get right back at it here. Flag man ready to rock and roll. 45 ready in the restart zone. Gonna lead us down that money line. Toyota Camry 45. And we're back at it for the Munson 200. Malone with a great jump. Again, that only serves so well. Only if you can hold it.
That's what she said.
Jacob Malone, Mint Hang, Travis Stroney, Keaton Salyers, Colby Hogan, your top 5 currently. Travis Stroney, Ryan Robinson, Kyle Munson, Josh Cole, Tristan Acevedo, and Jeremy Eshelman, your top 10. Run along that HPV now. Let's get him some TV time. Ryan, again, one of my personal favorites in the league. Just because we share the same humor. Maybe I would go as far as maybe saying similar logic. Even though I've probably done more drugs than he has in our lifetime. Oh, blinking in front of him. I'd be freaking out. Where's that car? There he is, Keaton Salyers. Almost like that single mom going, where's my child support? It's gone. Don't clip that. Acevedo is 40th early. You are right. Acevedo, Andrew Allen, Christopher Pugliese, all right now. 26 spots from where they began. And tied for biggest mover of the night. 26 spots, Trent.
That's pretty good.
Playing it off like it's no big deal. It is a big deal.
There was a big flip though with that weird pop. It's like
It was. Van Drugman having to fight through this and that 2 machine. This has got to be flat. Oh, Christopher Pugliese showing the cheese. Trying to hang with Van. Van's like, nah, dude, I'm good. There he goes. Focus now here with Austin Thomas, Brad Gutierrez, and Hector Palazzo. Austin Thomas thankfully didn't have another 24 in the field. But it looks like he did not change out of what he was supposed to. Maybe penalized for that, I don't know. It's supposed to be in the 35. Right on board with that 48 Flow Racing, Chase Kroll. Looking hot. Kansas Monday night. William Robbins trying to fit in that 40. Not able to make her stick. That top lane seems to be the lane of choice. If you can run that, especially over the long run trend, it seems to be the better here.
I see a lot of people on the outside. Oh, it's 48, got blinky and spinny.
He did, but he was able to keep it together. Of Hector Palazzo, last week's Sonoma winner. Doing the best that he can with what he's got. Too much. Brad Gutierrez, your pole setter, currently sitting at 7th. Not sure what the deal is. Not sure if he's feeling locked up like Akon would say. I figured I knew it. I knew it as soon as I said it. I knew it. Oh, I love it.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. Yeah, exactly. Brad Gutierrez making moves. Again, runner-up last season in Gears Cup Series. I don't need to talk about that anymore. But Brad favorites here. Great personality and love the guy in RGR. Leaders side by side. Matt trying to do my job for me. Jacob Malone, Colby Hogan, not side by side. Balls. Fake news. Fake news right here, right now. Keaton Salyers, though, not fake news. I'm putting position with in third place right now for the 18. Shut up, Matt.
The A-team?
Oh, Palazzo and Hang, clutch of dicks. Talk about Ryan Robertson right now, that HB Media Machine currently running fourth. Acting like a fucking machine.
Getting after it.
62 of 134. Making me proud. Like a proud dad. Jeremy Eston running around in 6th. Man, I love it that you're in the stream while you're at work. And if the government caught you, I don't know, they'd probably kick your ass and say A a lot. I don't know. We got to get on hockey this weekend. Trent, that reminds me. We got to download that new hockey.
Hockey?
Game Pass, bro. We need defense. Running on the board, on board with the 38 of Jeremy Esselman.
And bring the D. Good battles all over the track. I love having a full field, Andy, and I mean that. It seems to me there's so much more on the line when you have a full field. I love that for you too. I love this. I'm gonna pin it. Well, it keeps a lot of battle. It keeps a lot more battles going on throughout the field, especially when you guys are able to run the track or run, the track like they have tonight, and everybody's kind of been able to keep it together. Lots of space out there for them to run and run some different lines.
Yeah. Now again, if you're a viewer out there and you're like, hey man, I'm too cheap to sub, but how can I help here? How can I help Casa de la Horseboat? Easy, man. Just share the stream on your social. It takes 2 seconds to do. Go ahead and share it with your world. If they sub, that's great. If they don't, that's awesome too. Viewers appreciates it nonetheless. It's how I make my money in this league. These guys do a great job. Again, first and 40th here tonight, you have respectable battles all over the track right now. Some guys do pit stops, got captured, let down. That changes their whole race. But again, any sharing that you make, if you cannot sub, if you cannot contribute, that is what you can do, and I appreciate that. Jacob Malone, your leader right now. In second, Colby Hogan. Keaton Salyers in third. Ben Hang fourth. Ryan Robertson in fifth. Base Puppy has requested a Munson Loud. You have got it. Munson Loud right now sponsored by Base Puppy. Everybody in the chat, say thank you, Base Puppy. Thank you. Alert! We got a caution and we caught it live on Kyle Munson's dash cam. Nicholas Van Ebert, Christian Taylor twerking it for the weekend. That really caught me off guard. So I was sitting there talking with Andy on some of these people and how they conserve tire. But here we go. Let's bring that back. Let's back that ass up and see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series as the replay. We come around. Looks like Andrew Allen just tags him into Jake Cook. And then Christian Taylor. Oh, I hate that for 96 and the 66. Both guys. You know, Andrew Allen, just a racing deal looks like. Let's go over it with the MeanYourMom.com blimp cam. Take a look at the 80 and the 66. Coming out of the 4 into the front stretch. These two are side by side, right? Van Hemert looks like he might have come down. Either way, I think it's a racing incident. It just shit happens. But here at the end, Taylor trying to avoid it and not able to. Definitely disappointed. We're going to look at it one more
and
time.
Poof, Seacrest out.
Seacrest out. Is that?
Bugaboo 13 says horse mode. Hey Tom. Oh, you were okay. I see. Never mind.
Yeah. We know each other. We're cool. Taylor looks like he came off the corner just a little too much, and then tried to avoid the 66 to the point of hitting the wall first. Looks like not much damage done, but still, at the end of the day, it's going to hurt the 96 team. But pit cycle is currently happening, and we do appreciate what y'all are saying out there. Again, hey, girl, Buck Boo, good to see you in the chat. Factor Mike, race control as well as participating. Again, a guy who is a double threat guy. Again, ladies, feel free to reach out to him. Loves a good set of crab legs. Jacob Malone comes out on top. He will be your leader coming back to this restart. So coming back to this restart, pace car lights are off. Jacob Malone, Colby Hogan, Keaton Salyers, Van Drugman, Min Hang, Travis Stroney, Josh Cole, Ryan Robertson, Jeremy Eshelman, and Andrew Allen, your top 10 as we get ready to have another crack at it. Again, a couple cautions here tonight, but really an exciting race overall, Trent.
Yeah, it's been really good racing. We haven't had a lot of cautions. I think there's only been 2 so far, and it's been really fun watching all the battles and the cars spread out on the track. Really great racing.
I'm going to do an HB drink time for this restart. As we're going to get back at it, I'm going to pause this music. You guys can see me on your screen. Again, big shout out to everybody supporting the stream, supporting the chat, hanging out, contributing, enjoying what the Gears Racing League is, what they're about, and having fun. 45 in that money line. Toyota Camry leaders back down. We are green for the Munson 200. That one's free. Appreciate having you all here for it. Malone.
Maybe if it will for everybody, just giving it away.
That's right. Giving it away. Giving tickets away. Malone and Drummond looks like they're going to connect again for round number 2. Lap 80 of 134 again, well over halfway of being over. This race has been fantastic from start to finish. And as we look at 11th place with the 84 of Brad Gutierrez. We played again, kids, if you've never played Schedule 1, don't even worry about it. Go to bed. Don't worry about it. But I digress for all our fans of Schedule 1. So, Base Puppy, I'm not acknowledging anything else you do. All right, fine. Ryan, and I love it. So here we go. Ryan Robertson on board. With our man currently running inside the top 10 and 8th in that HB Media Golf Plus sponsored machine. Again, he doesn't consider himself a paint scheme expert, but I consider him a paint scheme expert. He's awesome. Every scheme that you've seen that I've had the last year, he has made for me. The guy who I would support with money. I would throw money at him if I had more to make him more for me. I've got a couple of my paint schemes you'll be able to see out there on Trading Paints. Ryan has gotten. Please feel free to use them for my 99 machine. Again, the Golf Plus theme machine you're going to be able to use when I get ready for Monza here in June. And you're going to get my onboard for that. Maybe VR onboard for that. With maybe BSAG over the top commentating on the race as we go along.
Snap.
BSAG, we'll have to talk about that because I know I'm just dropping that on you right now. Idea which just dawned on me, it would be an awesome spring.
I will literally do anything you ask me.
Pretty weird, but pretty cool. I appreciate that. Oh man, I'm a little too drunk to taste this chicken.
That's what she's.
Robertson trying to get to the inside 59 of Jonathan Militia. Again, Trent, if you ever go to North Carolina, I know the trip to Charlotte that a lot of these guys make. Jonathan Militia lives in Mooresville. He's a guy who has set up the Airbnbs. He is the man as far as... Oh! Eric Sable and Connor Rowe. Oh, we got more!
Caution, caution.
Getting jiggy
Like a
with it.
protein shake or a bar or anything like that.
So I'll come back to that. We're going to back that ass up and see what we can see here on the Gears Cup Series. It's a replay. But again, if we ever go to Charlotte for the Coke 600, which I plan to do one day, I kind of want to drive down there. So I'm not into taking planes. So I don't know how you feel about that, but that's something that's on my bucket list, to meet all these guys and to enjoy some speed weeks. But I'll get to that in more of a private conversation later. Let's go back to the replay. Connor Rowe in the 5, Eric Sable in the Blue Moon 30. Let's see what happens. Looks like William Robbins got in there a little bit as well. Sable tapping him, and then Sable not able to fix it, throwing himself into the wall and taking himself out, essentially bringing out the caution. We'll back that up again. Go from the blimp cam. As you can see, he just lost it. Now, if you're not inundated to the Gears Racing League or iRacing in general, okay, force feedback is a thing. And now force feedback lets you feel what it is, and the higher the number, the more you feel. And for him right here, it was just more of a twitch, and it was too late because the momentum of the car was already turning him right and throwing him into the wall with some birds flying by in that shot. Unfortunately, causes a caution, but I'm glad he is all right. Looks like minimal damage at worst for the 30 machine. And Trent, beautiful car here with the 7 machine. Ryan Robertson currently cooking. Let the man cook, right? Having a good run. And actually, let's talk to him. Let's see if we can get in touch. Ryan Robertson, you got a copy. Ryan Robertson, copy, going once. Doesn't show him in here. Oh. Looks like Discord is being funky. Ryan Robertson, you got a copy?
I do.
Welcome to the program. HB Media Golf Plus sponsored machine. That's 7 car We're going to talk about that later, how you're sponsored as the 7 machine. Having a really good run tonight. Currently you started 26, now up into 4th. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, I'm very, very fortunate for that caution that happened during the pit cycle. It's the only reason why I'm anywhere up here. I'm just trying to save my stuff and really just get a top 20, honestly. So just kind of biding my time, letting people go that's needed.
Side note, this weekend, I don't know what your availability is like. Horseboat and Friends may need to happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Got to bring that bitch back. Ryan, I love the paint scheme. It looks beautiful, not just because my sponsor is on it, but because you really did a nice job with that paint scheme. Again, Ryan Robertson, pay this man if you want a paint scheme done. He is fantastic. And Ryan, thank you for being a part of our program here tonight.
Appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.
You are very welcome. Again, Independence Motorsport. Fantastic. Again, I am a part of his team. It's Rocket Series. You may not see my ass at Darlington tomorrow night because it may be more of a liability than a fun time for me. But Jacob Malone, Travis Stroney, Brad Gutierrez, Ryan Robertson, Andrew Allen, Keaton Salyers, Colby Hogan, Josh Cole, Van Drucken, and Jeremy Ashelman leading us down. Pace Truck taking an exit left to pit lane. 45 Money Lion Toyota Camry leading us down in the
Green flag.
Geico Restart Zone. Again, meandyourmom.com Restart Zone. Green flag racing for the Munson 200. Brad Gutierrez talking about the 84 machine trend. Told me he wanted to go pro in repo. I didn't know if there was esports for repo or not. I have confirmed there is not. All right. L Rob 2. Hey girl. What's going on, girlfriend? Giving a little love bump to the 84. Riding that outside line. Jacob Malone. If you didn't see him last season in the Cup Series, I think he won a race. Maybe 2. Young guy, very talented. Haven't had him along. In the 14 to the inside of the 84. What to do about nothing? It's Shao for this lap. Jake Malone, Brad Gutierrez, Travis Stroney, Andrew Allen, Colby Hogan are top 5. Ryan Robinson, Min Hang, Gary Owen, Van Drugman, and Keaton Salyers are top 10. Let's flow back through the field again. The biggest mover of the night is the 88 machine of Andrew Allen. 36th, Trent Lawrence. He qualified. Currently up into 4th. Right on board with the 10 of Colby Hogan. And we have another caution.
Another caution. My response to what you said was that it's been interesting to watch these guys run because of the flip. I was
like, dude, I've been trying to kick it to you twice, and you're like, nah,
yeah,
dude, I'm good.
And twice I answered, and then you didn't respond. I was like, well, okay, I guess he didn't like what I said.
That is hysterical. Let's back that ass up and see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series as the replay. Looks like this one is with Chris Bishop and Tristan Avocado Acevedo. I don't know. It looks like Connor Throw, a.k.a. And then Tristan, wrong place and the wrong time with that Red's Apple Ale machine. Christian Taylor almost eating it. Ends up going into the grass. Good for him to save it. Let's back that up one more time so we can see it again. And it looks like Connor Rowe with that Summit Racing machine putting is like like Bill Cosby, just putting his wiener where it doesn't belong.
Jell, hello.
And it looks like he's just all over him and puts Bishop out in that Milwaukee Tools machine. Breaks my heart inside. Kyle Munson just getting a little tippy tap from that. Bishop getting sideways. And you can see him, and then you can see coming into frame is the 448 of Tristan Acevedo. Bada bing, bada boom. Both of them are fucked. That's going to hurt them both, respectively. Eric Sable as well. But again, that is the Gears Cup Series Instant Replay, powered by meandyourmom.com. Again, use promo code DVDA for 50% off your first purchase. Avid sponsor of the Gears Racing League. El Rob, I hope you're having a good night. I appreciate, big shout out Trent, and I know you don't know El Rob or Bugboo. Bugboo is the wife of Christian Taylor. El Rob is the wife of William Robbins. All Team Storm, okay? Oh, and she wants a drink time. She will get a drink time. As we get ready to go back green flag racing, make sure I don't miss the start here. Avid supporters of the stream since they found it in Donut Box. So again, shout out to you girls, you wives of racing, encouraging all other wives of racing to support their man. Again, this is a hobby that they do. They enjoy it. Jeremy Eshelman and Austin Thomas leading us back down, but I'll get you a drink right now. She says the real MVPs. Oh, we're having an additional caution lap. I'll give you an additional drink time. I'm good with that. I'm not totally in the bag yet, but by the end of this beer, probably. Again, a lot of stuff. Andy and I know we have differences of opinion, but I tested positive for COVID this weekend. That was wild. Actually, Thursday of last week. That's fucked up, right? Finally, I feel better, right? But now my wife has it now. Thankfully for her, she's been able to deal with it a little better than I was. I'm a big pussy when I'm sick. I'm not going to lie.
It's that man cold.
No, it was not a fucking man cold.
It's a man cold.
This guy's an asshole. Why are you? Jesus.
Vagina.
You're killing me right now. Again, this is two differences of blue collar and white collar. And I'm not saying in pay, not in money, but in what we do. I'm an office guy. He's a tradesman. Appreciate the well wishes to my wife. I'll mention that.
Of being a bitch.
Shut up. Jeremy Eshelman, Austin Thomas, Min Hang, Van Drugman, Jake Hall, Jacob Malone, Josh Cole, Colby Hogan, Brad Gutierrez, Travis Stroney. Your top 10 as we get going. I'm going to pause my music so you can hear the engines and the sounds. You know, it's a little softer, but again, you see my cam. Here we go.
Did it.
So good. I love Coors Light. I've never really realized how much. I mean, I know people
Green
think
flag.
it's swill. I drink Blue Moon when I want to relax. I don't want to get through a race sometimes. Comedian Chris Porter says, I don't even
Caution's
know.
out, caution's
We got
out.
another caution. What the hell is that?
Great job, man.
Oh, shit!
Working on this thing for you. How you doing inside there? You feeling okay?
No way. Min Hang has crashed, and we're going to back that ass up and bring the music back. I'm sorry about that in advance. But look, the 11, the 24, and the 2. Let's focus on that for a second. Oh, 24, and it looks like, whoa, what happened behind there? I got to see that. I don't know what happened behind that. Let's back
There's
that
parts
up.
flying everywhere.
What happened here near the front? I got to find out. Oh, what the fuck was that? Okay. First of all, I got questions. Ethan Wisnowski, what the fuck are you doing? Comes out of pit lane. I don't know if you're watching this right now. Comes out of pit lane. He's like, there goes my car. Green, green. And there's like, holy shit. There's all these cars.
Oh.
What are you doing, bro?
They're coming
I
right
got a
for
lot
me.
of questions about what the fuck just happened because that confused me for the longest time. I'm like, where did he come from? Came from the pits. So again, with Noski in the pits coming out. We'll try to go a little bit forward just so you see it. He just loses control as they're restarting. That is unfortunate. Jeremy Eshelman on the front row as everybody trying to get back out. Some have pitted, some have not. Again, you have a limited number of tire sets coming into this. So hopefully people are smart about that. Again, 33 laps left. That was wild. That was probably one of the more wild cautions I've seen so far. Jeremy Eshelman, Van Drugman on the front row as we get back to green flag action. Jake Hall, Jacob Malone, row 2, row 3, Colby Hogan and Josh Cole. Brad Gutierrez and Travis Stroney, row 4, and row 5 is Andrew Allen with Ryan Robertson. Keaton Salyers in that area. Robbins and Taylor. So Robbins currently is 22nd, and Taylor is currently 35th. Getting a little bit more than I expected as far as cautions wise. But these guys know what they're doing. Kansas, we've seen it a couple of weeks ago in Sprocket. It was a little difficult with those cars. And I'm assuming because we're in April and it's very cold temperature cold track temperature leading to warm tires without that reciprocation of warmth from the track, which incurs slick cars, unpredictable conditions, and accidents which you wouldn't normally expect. Jeremy Eshelman off, leading us for the next start for the Munson 200. As you see, the two of Van Drugman wiggling just enough. Brad Gutierrez, Van Drugman going to be the front van. Looks like Brad Gutierrez giving a little late block to the 14 of Travis Stroney. The 3 and Jacob Malone pursuing that right now. Will assume the lead on the backstretch. Hall, Drugman, and Gutierrez, your top 5. The Hogan, Salyers, Owen, Travis Stroney, and Andrew Allen rounding out your top 10. Let's ride on board with the 88 machine and Druckmann at the moment. But I would imagine, Andy, this battle will heat up as the race goes on. We are less than 30 laps away from the conclusion of that. Malone, Druckmann, Esteban, Gutierrez, and Hogan. Yeah, definitely a lot. Good action side by side. Keaton Salyers and Jake Hall side by side. Gary Owen trying to feed off of that with the 87 target machine. Jesse Becker. Becker just behind Brian in looks like 15th. Again, that 5150 LLC 97. Showing that he belongs in gears. Again, with as deep as the field is, it's easy to say like, oh man, there's some tracks where I'm just not shown in other series that he is the man at certain tracks, dominates. Now he's in a field where it's equivalent or better of his skill, and he's learning now. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. Storm has taken the challenge on. Will Robbins right there next to him, battling for position with the 30 of Aaron Sable. The amount of work that they're putting in to trying to get into the series, guys are to compete with them at a high level. Show where the skill is at. Becker, I think, potentially can be a championship contender. It's going to take a little time and understanding where he is right here in the gear racing league. Nonetheless, trying to track down Ryan Robinson, getting pursued by Eric Sable and Palazzo. Let's move on again as it is heating up between Jacob Malone and Van Druckmann. Brad Gutierrez in pursuit. The outside, Colby Hogan, our points. Again, a young guy, kid, if you want to call him that. With a ton of racing experience, brings a lot to the table. The 2 in the 45, again, 2 in the series, but yet the highest ceiling of potential. Can't help but wonder if these guys are going to be the 2 that battle the rest of the way here going into the playoffs. Again, Van Druckmann trying to defend his 2024 title, trying to run it back-to-back. Jacob Malone was available for a couple of seasons, a couple races last year, but should be available, which will be very exciting. Colby Hogan says, "Nah, man, I want none of that." I want to win. It's Modelo time. Brad Gutierrez, again, the Shaq prison scheme. I give him a lot of shit for it. I don't understand why he likes it. He himself doesn't even like it. He's told me he doesn't like it. But he does it for whatever reason that he has. And one of those great personalities and gears that you love to have here in the series. Right on board with the of that opportunity. Take a couple laps, do one more loose lap before this thing wraps up. in the driver's seat to win. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. Horse Boat. Alongside with me, Andrew Bisag, a.k.a. Trent. Enjoying the race with me all night long. Again, Trent, 10 seconds or less. Anything to race.
Did you ask me a question? I was reading the chat. I'm sorry, Tom.
No, you're good. I saw that as well.
I think we both got squirreled at the same time by the chat, and I was gonna...
I don't know. You gotta relax. We're mid-race.
I'll let you... Well, if you'd like to repeat your question, I'll gladly address it.
10 seconds or less. How do you think this race has gone so far?
Well, I mean, personally, I thought it's been a pretty awesome race, if I'm being honest. There's been a lot of good battles. You know, there wasn't any, like, person really out in front beating the shit out of the entire field, so that's always nice to see. There's only a couple cautions, also a nice thing to see. A lot of good safe
Malone with Drugman in the wall a little bit, keeping it green. Brad Gutierrez to the inside. Battling for the lead. Andy, I apologize for interrupting you. We saw
no, it's your thing, dude.
The points leader, the guy, and this is where we're seeing dramatic 6 laps to go. This is what Papa wants to see. This is what the community wants to see. Hard racing action. Again, we are mid-season, folks. Out in front, I believe, for the first time tonight. Brad Gutierrez, Jacob Malone, Van Drugman, Keaton Salyers, Aiden Donahue, Travis Strode, Jake Hall, and Joe Stafford running on the top 10. 5 laps to go. Colby Hogan in the front. It's got to be wild for him right now.
Caution. Bud wants to give me status on your car there.
Looks like we have a late caution here. Connor Rowe
shake
has
things
crashed.
up a little bit.
Definitely could, especially with the drama in the chat. Some people need to learn self-discipline, which I hope happens soon. Again, it looks like Connor Rowe involved in this. We're going to pay attention to that to see what we can figure out. All right, well, I've asked you a couple different times to chill. And now you've caused me to have a problem with my stream. Now you have yourself a first-class ticket. Just shut the fuck up, Sville. Can't get mad at me, because shit happens out on the racetrack. That is not my problem. Again, Jonathan Militia looks like out in front. Go back live here. Again, I don't tolerate that dumb shit. You want to act like a fool, you get treated like a fool.
Boom. Flash bomb.
Boom. So again, green-white checkers here. Some people are going to have to pit, some people aren't. That's just how it's going to roll. But again, Jonathan Militia, Brad Gutierrez, Jacob Malone, Van Drugman, Colby Hogan, your top 5 with Gary Owen, Jake Hall, Ryan Robertson, Jesse Becker, and Keaton Salyers. Running at your top 10, Max, V-Fan79 wants to ride on board with the 31. Especially on the caution. Again, Devin Lowry making this race. Good on him to make that happen. And under caution, again, you get to ride on board with him as we get to go 1 to go. We'll have to cut this off right here going into turn 3. Give you your due, but again, top 10. Jonathan Militia, Brad Gutierrez, Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Colby Hogan, Gary Owen, Jake Hall, Ryan Robertson, Jesse Becker, and Keaton Salyers. Rounding out your top 10. 31, that's my son. That is awesome. Dude, I'm so glad you have mentioned that. Again, Devin Lowry, excuse me, I can't speak English right now. Devin Lowry. Again, Dad watching the stream. Thank you so much for doing that. It's awesome. Jonathan Militia leading us down here for the final time, hopefully.
Green.
In the MeanYourMom.com restart zone. Green, green, green here for the Munson 200.
Let's go. Wow.
All they have to do is make it to the white flag. They are going to be pushing now. There we go. And they're not going to make it this time.
How you doing in there, kid?
Gary Owen, Jonathan Militia involved. Back that ass up and see what we can see. I knew it was going to happen. And emotions are high, and I get that. Like, let me be the first to say I understand emotion, okay? I'm Sicilian. My temper gets high real quick. All right, so if you want to piss me off, I understand it, and I'll get emotional real fast about it because of what I am. But it looks like right here, they all get into each other. We'll back it up one more time. And Andy, I know you can relate. Sometimes it's easier than others to get upset. And in this instant, I know it's late in the race to get upset. But it looks like Van Drugman, kind of the catalyst of that. But again, I'm speculating. I'm not going to get into it much deeper than that. You can be the judge for yourself. Colby Hogan on the bottom of your frame. Jacob Malone. Gary Owen, Van Drugman, Brad Gutierrez, and Van Drugman connect, causing connection with Jonathan Militia. Gary Owen just trying to get the fuck out of the way, not working. Van Drugman gets away scot-free. Again, I don't know. Again, it's a late caution, so I get it, right? Like, emotions are high, temps are high. But that's pretty wild. Again, looks like everybody gets out of it okay besides Gary Owen. I think Gary Owen got the worst of that. But here we go again for take number 2 for the green-white checkers. So as we get back to one lap to green flag racing, Van Drugman, Colby Hogan, Jacob Malone, Jake Hall, Ryan Robertson, Jesse Becker, Joe Stafford, Keaton Salyers, Travis Stroney, Kyle Munson, all in contention right now. Firefighter 98 says, damn, I'd hate to hear the radio chat from that one. Bet it wasn't good. I agree. Hope the 2 gets turned. Oh, my God. Oh, my. I'm going to drink for that one because I can't say that. Let's get magical. Van Drugman looking for another win this season. We're going to find out with me and Andy if it's actually going to happen.
It is going to happen.
You think so? Van Drugman and Colby Hogan on the front row. Jacob Malone and Jake Hall row 2. It's going to get real right now. 2 laps to go on the green flag in the MeandYourMom.com restart zone. The Munson 200 at Kansas, hopefully concluding in the next 2 laps. Hogan off to a bad start. Holy shit, people are going for it. Van Drugman getting off to a sizable lead. Oh, shit. Ryan Robertson to the down low. Gonna connect, get back forward in front of some of the other drivers contending. We are going to get to the white flag. Accident happening behind us. We're not going to pay attention to it. We are running back to the green. Checkered flag. Colby Hogan doing all he can to make it stick. Colby Hogan to the lead, to the front. Into 3 and 4. Does he have enough? Coming around to the checkered flag, your winner of the Munson 200 is the Modelo number 10, Colby Hogan. Colby Hogan, Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, your top 3 podium finishers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Colby Hogan, win number 2 on the season. Locust Fork, Alabama native. Bringing it home in your winner tonight of the Munson 200. What were you going to say, Andy?
I said shit's getting nasty. That was a good run.
You know, it is. It got real really fast. Got real fast. And I feel for some of those drivers that were in contention there. They tried their best. Just did not work out. Thank you, Bug Boo. I do appreciate that very much, especially there at the end. Something we'll have to deal with. But your top 10 unofficially speaking: Colby Hogan, Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Jesse Becker, Joe Stafford, Skylar Comstock, Andrew Allen, our biggest mover of the night, or one of. Jonathan Militia, Blake Snyder, our biggest mover of the night, started 39th, finished in 9th. And Travis Stroney getting a top 10. Again, grab some popcorn, get ready. The Gears Cup Series post-race show starts just momentarily. Big shout out to Navy Tiger Racing for the follow, and official Laney following us just this minute. Get you some Gears interviews here with our podium finishers just a moment. All right, bringing you back here for the Gears Cup Series post-race show right here for the Munson 200. Again, thank you, everyone, for coming out here tonight. I know Kansas was a little dramatic. We're going to get into it right now. Again, third place finisher in the 45 machine, Jacob Malone. Thank you for joining the program. Finishing third, had a good night overall in that money line 45. 10 seconds or less. Give us a brief description on how you felt tonight went.
It felt pretty good for the first race back. Had a lot of fun. Me and Van got into it here and there. I was trying to keep it clean, but apparently he was mad. Brake checked me after checkered.
Yeah.
But that's racing. It's gonna be how it is. I had a lot of fun though. Other than that, the long run played a role here and there. Wish we had more, less yellows, but that's my summary of tonight. Just less yellows would have been nice.
I think Andy would agree with me on this one that we could have used less yellows on that, but nevertheless, you and Van really battled all night long. Congratulations on the third place finish. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
And I just want to give a shout out to you guys for putting this race on, putting it together for all of us to have fun.
Yeah, you are welcome. And Jacob, welcome back. A welcome face here at Gears. We can hopefully see you here in 2 weeks.
All right. See you, man.
And that was Jacob Malone in the 45, finishing in third. Now with us right now, the number 2, Van Drugman, finishing runner-up tonight. But more importantly, you finished second, which I think might be a blessing in disguise for you. But in 20 seconds or less, give us a brief rundown on how you felt tonight.
Led the first part of the race, got screwed because of the yellow, drove back and forth, made some questionable strategy calls, blah, 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 blah. I had a tire disadvantage on that final run, got to Jacob. I made a clean pass on Jacob. He threw a fit because he got passed, and I got put in the wall. And then on the Brad scenario, I can't tell you what happened with Brad, Jonathan. I really can't tell you.
Let's not dig into too much of that because that's stuff that we don't want to hear. I'm sure our fans may want to hear it, but not something I want to hear here. You finished second. You did a good job here. Congratulations on that. At least you finished second, right? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I do want to finish what I was saying, and then my car was absolute.
Nope, we're kicking his ass out because I don't want to hear it tonight. Winner here coming up, Colby Hogan. Congratulations in the number 10 Modelo machine. Again, apologize to Van. I don't want to hear his bullshit. Colby, you're the winner tonight of the Munson 200. How are you feeling, young man?
Ecstatic.
The Modelo time, hopefully you are enjoying whatever it is that you're drinking on. It was amazing for you to come through in the finish and to finish as the victor. Give me 10 seconds, 20 seconds or less, brief how you felt tonight went.
Oh, well,
I know you're not much for words, Colby, so I don't mean to cut you off. I know you're not much for words, but just a little bit. Give us a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lap 6, I made a judgment error. 6 or 7. Completely took out Joseph on route, but that's fine. Then the race was pretty mid. Then we got to almost the finish. And then had a caution come out. I thought I was screwed because I blew through my pit stall, but then I got lucky, so we take those.
Well, I mean, overall, you're our points leader. You win the race tonight, kind of extending that lead. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Van Drugman, that was not his fault.
Hey, shit happens when you party naked again. We'll leave the drama for the Discord and the appeals in the horse boat, in Casa de la Horse Boat. When we present the program, we don't hear none of that. So, again, congratulations on a victory, and hopefully see you here in 2 weeks. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Again, tonight, I don't know. Kind of wild in my opinion, but
that's kind of the way shit goes when it's racing, man. We've been in the pits before. Like, it's just like, it reminds me of being in the pits when I was a kid, like at Slinger, Hales Corners, like,
yeah.
Robin's racing, that's the way it is, and people get fucking salty.
Yeah, and you could feel it tonight, I think, more so than ever. I've never had people try to talk shit like that. I mean, maybe not talk shit, but you know what I mean. Like, get upset
everybody
to the
wants
point
that,
where they're taking their platform and being like, you know what? I'm gonna say fuck this.
Exactly.
And
You
I'm
took
not
the
having
words
it.
right out of
I'm
my
not
mouth.
having it. This is not Jerry Springer. You know what I mean? Like, we're here to present a program and present it to you
Does
guys.
that make me Steve or like?
I don't know, man. Steve Wilkes? Yeah, no, I get it. Steve Wilkos, that's guy. No, maybe maybe you have a side project to that down the road. Like, I don't know. But at the end of the day here tonight, that's not my bag. I'm here to present you the race and the race in its entirety and what it is. Now you know there's beef. You know there's beef.
I mean, it
there's
was a great
rivalry,
race, and you know
there's
what? If
dramatics.
those drivers want, like, if whoever wants to be pissed because something happened, like, shit happens. We're having a good time, right? Like,
100%.
it was made for like an incredibly interesting race.
It really did. When it came down to it, the tempers flaring again. Apparently, in the moment, it's like, well, what the hell is going on? It doesn't seem that bad from a broadcaster's perspective. But at the end of the day, these guys are trying to win a championship. And I try to keep that in mind when I talk to them. So at the end of the day,
I'll be fair. That is fair.
It was a tough race. Again, Kansas proved to be a little bit more of a challenge for some of these drivers than I think they initially intended, and in turn, causing some dramatics here near the end. But nevertheless, it was a wonderful Kansas Speedway race for the Munson 200. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseboat. Andrew Bisag, a.k.a. Trenoir, in the booth with me. Again, off next week for Easter. Enjoy your holiday. We are off next Monday night, so enjoy that. And we will come back 2 weeks from tonight here for the University of Karen of Phoenix. 200 right at Phoenix Raceway. Again, one of those races that, you know what? University of Karen may have something to say about it since it is in their home state of Arizona. But again, for Tom Torrey, for Andrew Bisag, I am Tom Torrey. I don't know what I'm talking about. You are watching the Gears Cup Series right here in Casa de la Horseboat. Wishing you a wonderful Easter holiday, and hopefully see you back here in 2 weeks for the University of Karen 200 right here on Casa de la Horseboat.